Hi guys, James from DBG here, and welcome to another unboxing. I know you can't tell very well because the sunlight has suddenly decided to flood into my studio. But yeah, this is for Battlefront, Flames of War, World War III, or Team Yankee as it used to be called. This is the new starter set, or the complete starter set as it is called. I bought this back in lockdown 1, back in May last year, and I haven't been able to do anything with it purely because of commission work and then going back to work myself. So yeah, anyway, so I thought I'll unbox this for you today. Yeah, I'll probably do a bit of paint on it. I haven't done much modern vehicles apart from that big French Team Yankee commission I did, but I haven't done any American or Soviet stuff, so it'll be interesting to try and sort that stuff out. So anyway, first of all, before we open this box, this, along with the other one, the Flames of War Hit the Beaches box, they are £35, which I think is an absolutely amazing price point. I mean, I think it's $50 in the US, but it is an amazing price point to get into a game. And when you see what you get in there, it's so worth it, because a box of 5 standard battle tanks, main battle tanks, MBTs, for this game costs £30. Obviously, if you buy them online, you can get them 10% cheaper. So yeah, they'll cost you £25, but yeah. So you're already making a massive saving for all the stuff that's in here. Anyway, so let's flip over the back, and this will show you what you get in there. So obviously you get an American and a Soviet force, because, you know, no one wants to play British or West Germans, do they? Do they, Battlefront? Anyway, so as you can see what you get in the box, you get 3 IP M1 Abrams, 2 M60 Pattons and 2 M3 Bradleys, and then you get 4 T80s, 3 T64s and 2 BMP3s. You also get an A5 rulebook, a quick start guide, unit cards and dice. Unfortunately, there are no decals in here. If you want decals, you're going to have to source them yourself. But anyway, so that's what you get in the box. And as I said, 5 of these guys is 30 quid. 5 of those guys, 30 quid. 5 of those guys, 30 quid. So yeah, it's all very cool. So let's crack this bad boy open, and then we're going to relish in the new box smell. Get the cellophane off. Hopefully that will reduce the glare. It has a bit, so pop the box open. And inside you have a whole box of sprues. The olive coloured ones are Soviet and the bright green ones are the American. So they look like BMPs, they look like T somethings, it will tell me. T64s. There's your Bradleys, there's your Pattons, there's your M1 Abrams, and here's your brand new T80s. We have in here your commanders, Soviet and American tank commanders. We have a bag of dice, red and the blue. We have a quick start guide, which we're going to start with. Oh, something's come off. It looks like something for a Bradley. And then in this Ziploc bag we have the unit cards, so you can get playing straight away, and the mini rulebook. But interestingly, sorry, it's going to fall off in the background. Interestingly, if you look at that, on the inside of the box, they've printed some objective markers and some tokens for when you're playing the game. So you've got American ones and you have Soviet ones. So that is very cool. So let's just pop that there, put that there, ignore the paint. So here's the start hire guide, which is exactly the same as the hit the beach or open fire. If we go back there, that far, this will give you, this is Combat Team Zulu, which is a special formation they put together for the starter set, so you can use everything together. I believe the formations in the actual book will be definitely different. Yeah, so that gives you, this gives you the points and the rules that you need for the American forces, and then there is your instructions there. And there's two types of Abrams you can build. You can build the standard M1 Abrams or the improved M1A1 Abrams, or IP, which does stand for improved. And then we have the same thing, we have the Soviet one. Again, you have your specific tailor-made formation with all your points and everything, so you can add to it straight from here if you want. So for instance, if you bought 2 boxes, which actually is a very good shout, then your instructions there, and then at the end it gives you basically advertisements for the next lot. So you've got your new American book. I have the old American book and I have the old Soviet book called Stripes and Red Thunder, but I don't have these ones, and this obviously gives you lists of what you can get in there. And then at the back, the 2 starter forces. The American one is, from what I understand, is quite good, and the Soviet one apparently is quite difficult to expand upon in a, what's the word? Well, in a competitive sense, I suppose. If you have pick-up games, it should be fine, but in a competitive sense, not so much, apparently. Anyway, so, rulebook and cards. Now I have the first edition rulebook. I think this is a second edition, so yeah. There's all your cards. I'm not going to open them up, but it's a standard fare. All your points, all the rules for both American and Soviet forces. Then you have your rulebook. Now this should be a smaller version, because the big one's actually got army listing. Yeah, this just got, yeah, this is just the basic rules. It might have a little bit of background. Yeah, it's got a little bit of background. But yeah. So look, there's a British force. Wow. Wow, a British force. Anyway, so let's have a look at these, because I've never seen these miniatures out of the box before. I've seen them painted, I've seen them on the internet and stuff, but I've never actually seen them to build them. Also, if any of you can hear any sort of profanity, my eldest son is downstairs on the Xbox playing GTA. So if you hear any profanities, you have my most sincere apologies. I know I swear from time to time, but yeah, he takes it to a new level. Anyway, so here we go. This is an M1 Abrams. As you can see, it is standard Battlefront fare. Excellent moulding, excellent sculpting. These look like they'd be really easy to build. Well, I'll find out once I've anyway, you get 3 of those. Here's the pattern. which by the time of the Cold War were actually pretty much obsolete, but they actually had better optics than the M1s because they were recently upgraded. So yeah, and I'm thinking of actually, because in stripes you get to how you do Marines, or United States Army and the Marines have patterns. So I'm thinking I might do a pattern force and a standard American force, but we'll see. Anyway, you get 2 patterns, which seems like an odd number. And then we get the Bradleys. Apparently these Bradleys were very new when this was released last year. And apparently there's 2 versions you can build from this. The A2 and the A3, I have no idea. I'm not going to profess to know that much about modern vehicles. I nodded loads more in the Second World War. So it'll be interesting to get into into more of this really. So now we're on to this is a T-64, which apparently was the only tank the Soviets didn't export because of the level of technology they pumped into this thing. They didn't want the Western Bloc countries getting hold of one from someone they sold it to and looking at all the lovely newness inside. So they never actually transported the T-64 anywhere. By transported I mean sold. So here's the BMP-3. Now I love the BMPs. I love the BMPs so much. I have a soft spot for mechanised infantry. I had a mechanised infantry force for my Imperial Guard way back when, in 2nd and 3rd editions. So yeah, I mean, you can see all the wonderful battlefront goodness. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry, it's not the Rona. And here's the T-80 again, a new one. You even get a snorkel, because most Soviet tanks, because they were designed to go across the plains of West Germany, and there's lots of rivers, and they're expecting the Allies to blow up all the bridges, so they designed all their tanks and all their armoured vehicles to either be amphibious or to swim. Well, in the case of these ones, they basically drove across the riverbed, and they were sealed. They were supposed to be watertight. Apparently, it wasn't so much. But yeah, they were supposed to be watertight. But yeah, there's a little snorkel there. Yeah, so there you go. That's the T-80s. And you get 4 of those. So yeah, so that is the contents of World War III Team Yankee from Battlefront. So I'm actually quite looking forward to doing this. I've got a couple of weeks before my next commission starts. Since as you've seen from the previous videos, I've done some Vietnam era stuff, and it's a nice change from doing either sci-fi / fantasy, World War II, to do something like this. I'm not a massive fan of modern kit. I do prefer my older kit, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so once again, do check out all the links in the description for social media, Patreon, Goblin Gaming, and the sponsor I can never remember the name of. And also like and subscribe, do all the other YouTube stuff and social media stuff. It really helps us out. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.